Hi everyone, welcome back once again in this Flutter GetX tutorial series, and in this video we will be working with complete login functionality with the help of GetX. Also we will implement post and delete kind of APIs. So we will work with API integration with the help of GetX. So first of all I will create UI for login, and after that we will start implementing APIs which will be necessary for completing our login functionality. So without wasting any time, let's jump into the code right after this intro. So here this is my home screen, and here I have removed all our previous codes. So it is actually blank, only scaffold is there. So inside scaffold as body, I'm taking here one container. Let's give it color. Also, let's provide height width. Why I am providing height width? Because if I will put something as a child of this container, its height width will be adjusted according to the child. That is why I have fixed its height width according to the screen size. As a child, center, I want my text field and button in center. That's why I'm taking that. And as a child of center, let's take here column, because this column will have a property of children and it will contain our text fields and button. So for the text field, first of all, let's provide text. It is normal text widget with welcome back text and this bold and font size. So these are basic things. It is coming up. So inside this column, it has a property main axis alignment center. So after this text, let's provide some space. And after this, our text field. This is our text field for email. It is text form field widget, and it has property decoration and input decoration. I'm using label text as email icon and some border designing. So it will look like this. And for this space, I'll use here padding. Fine. Again, there will be space after this text form field. And after that, this is my password text field. Let's save. And again, let's copy this size box. This time I will give some more height. And this is my elevated button. And it has on press functionality. And for styling, I'm using this elevated button dot style form. I'm providing color to the button from here, also the padding and shape, and the text widget as a child I'm passing here, and it contains a text login, and the color of the text is white. Let's save this. There is our button, and this is the complete login UI. After that, let's create here one Dart file, and it will be our controller. Login controller. GetX controller. Fine. Let's remove this one also. This image picker controller I have used in my previous video. So let's remove this. It is not required. It's giving error. Okay, because this. So now I have created my login controller. So in place of this image picker controller, I'll use login controller. and same will be here, login controller. Let's name it login controller. And while using this dependency injection, while using this code, there is some problem of importing the file. So I'm doing it for you once again. Let's remove this one also. So here, get this package we must have to use dot put. Sometimes the suggestion may not come, so you will have to copy this package and paste it here, then you will be able to type the code correctly. Copy this and put it here. Fine. Now here in our login controller, we'll create two text field controller, one for email and one for password. Text editing controller dot obs, because it will notice the change and same will be reflected when we will use this in our UI screen. This one for our password text field. So for using this controller, let's go to our UI screen. So here we have already declared our controller. So this is our email text field. Just below it has controller property, login controller dot email controller dot value. Same for here also. So we have passed our controllers in the respective text fields. So after this, let's go to this elevated button, and here on press we want to create one function. So on tap of this, that functionality we want to perform for login. So go to login controller, and after that create one function. So this is call login API, and for calling this, login controller dot call login API. And for calling API, we will use HTTP package. So from pubdev, you can search and check the package. So let's go to pubdev. Let's type here HTTP. This one, copy this and close this. Go to YAML file and paste it here. So our package installed. Close this one. And for API, for free API, basically just go to your browser and type like this rec res.in, and it will provide you free APIs. So for now we will use this login successful, and it is post API. Just click here, and this is the request you can see, and this will be the response. Login functionality, we can use it. So let's go to our code. So inside this function we will call our API. Response, and here it will take some time to provide response. That's why we'll use here async and here await. And this API is post, so directly we can use here post. You can see this one, and it is coming from our package HTTP, and it requires two things. First one is URL and second one is parameters. So for URL, click on this request, copy this, dot parse, and here we'll put our URL. And for parameters, we will have to pass in this body login successful, and this is our parameter, email and password. So make sure this text email and password should match these two, and the value of email and password will come from the controllers email controller dot value dot text, same as for password. Now for making our app cache free, we need to put this inside try catch. Let's suppose if something went wrong, then our catch will be there to handle, and it will prevent our app from crash. Whatever error would be, it will be printed. After using this URL and this parameter with our email and password, we will receive response. So for handling that, let's create one variable data, and response will come in the form of JSON. So we need to decode that. So JSON decode dot response dot body. This response is this one, whatever we will receive with the help of this URL and this body parameter. So first we will print whatever we are receiving with the help of this URL. Then we will use that print. Now we will check by using email ID and password. So let's copy this email, paste it here, and this password, this one. Here why actually this password is coming dot, because if you will see here for this text form field or password text form field, I have used here op secure true. Let's suppose if I will comment this, you can see our password is visible. You can handle it with the help of I button. Whenever you want to tap on that, you want to show your password, or you can hide that with the help of that. Now let's go to our controller. So I have filled text field with email and password. So it should print these values. Open the console, click on login. As you can see, we are getting this status code 200, and we are getting this success token. This one on 200 success response, we are getting the token. So till now you must have noticed that I haven't used any OBX widget to wrap my UI, because for now we are not making any changes with the help of GetX. That is why I haven't used OBX till now. As soon as user is clicking this login button, we are getting success response. So on tap of this login button, and after receiving 200 response, I will show snack bar. So just after this, we'll use if condition response dot status code is 200. Then I want to show snack bar saying that login successful. So we'll use GetX for that. And on else, And when there will be no 200 response, it will show that login not successful. Now when I'm clicking on this login, you can see it is giving login successful and with 200 response and all. And if we will enter some wrong password, let's see whether it gives error or not. Again and again it is coming inside this if function, it is not moving inside this else function, just because it is third party APIs and we need to implement separate API for that. But when we will receive API from our backend developer, these things is already handled there, so we do not have to worry about that. So we have applied logics correctly, so no issue with this. You can see separate APIs for login unsuccessful. Now let's try with wrong email ID. Let's see whether it comes in else part or not. Now it is coming inside this login field. Means when I'm putting here wrong email, it is coming in else part. Why it is coming else part? Because it is giving 400 error, user not found. And to handle that error, we need to use here like this. Save this. Click on login. And you can see user not found, login failed. So like this you can handle success and unsuccessful response in your Flutter code. Here one thing which is missing when I'm tapping on this login button, it is taking some time and we as a user don't understand that what is happening after tapping on this button, why the response is not coming, because while hitting API it takes some delay to provide us response. So for that we need to add some loading indicator so that user can understand that our request has already in progress and we will be able to get response after some time. So for that, let's create here one boolean and initialize it with false. And as soon as user will call this function, means user will click on this button, will make it true. Let's copy this, and as soon as user will receive success or unsuccessful response, we will make this go false. Done. Now here in our UI screen we will use OBX because we need to update our UI according to that boolean loading variable. So this is my elevated button. Let's cut this OBX. Yeah, I have wrapped this elevated button inside OBX, and here instead of this text, means we will apply condition here, login controller dot loading dot value. If it is true, means we will show circular progress indicator, otherwise we'll show this text widget. Let's save this, and now let's tap on this. So now you can see while receiving progress from the response, it is loading, and once we are receiving the response, it is showing again this login text. Let's make it correct. Login successful and loading is also stopping now. So this is how you can handle your API response with the help of GetX. So like this post API, we can handle put, delete, get APIs. Only changes we need to do here, like put, delete, and this get API. So The difference is that while using this get API, you don't have any parameters, means body parameters. We can't pass in this get API. Everything we need to pass through this URL, and these things will be told to you by the backend developers. You do not have to worry. And also, let's suppose there is some headers is to be passed with the APIs, so you can add your headers here like this, and header contains string like this, authorization, and here will be token. Like this you can handle your APIs. So that's it in this video, and I hope that you must have learned something new from this, and if you do, then share it with your friends and like the video. And that's it in this video. Hope to see you next time in our next part of Flutter GetX tutorial. Bye for now.